Welcome to Chesapeake City, Maryland, where yesterday, just a few miles that way, was the Delaware ride. And today, starting at another one of the big bridges that crosses over the Chesapeake and Delaware Canal. And the ride is going to go up that way north, and then a little bit west, and then south back into one of the bays to a state park. I think it's a state park named Turkey Point. So I am starting from public parking lot here at Schaefer's Canal House. Like I said, underneath big giant bridge here. And we're gonna do 50 miles in Maryland. Hope you enjoy it. Welcome to Maryland. 50. Maryland, number 29. Rode from Chesapeake City over to Elkton to Turkey Point and back. Ride number 29. Good morning the next day. I am in Shepherdstown, West Virginia. I got in here and it was dark. I'm staying with my in-laws. Well, my mother-in-law is actually back at my house, helping Julie with Oscar while I'm gone. Plus she's getting a vacation from my father-in-law, who I am staying with and will be riding with today. And I came outside to do the review of yesterday and to check out his new house, because I have not been here since they moved in. And like I said, it was pretty dark when I rolled in. It's pretty chilly here today. Now we'll walk back there. The grass is pretty wet and dewy. That's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about yesterday, riding in Maryland, and my thoughts about the ride from Chesapeake City out and back to Turkey Point. And I intentionally waited to do this one because I was conflicted on a few of the things about that route. One of them starts with, I had fond memories of that route. Because we used to do it occasionally. It wasn't in the regular rotation on our Saturday, Sunday training rides. Is that the course was harder than I remember. And it's not a fitness thing. I mean, granted, I am starting to build up fatigue and starting to wake up less fresh and feel a little more of the miles in my legs. But yeah, now I'm on this path that runs on the backside of the little house here. But yeah, the course itself was pretty up and down the whole way. And let's call them hills. They're not really climbs. I mean, there's some steep pitches, they're punchy, but they're incessant. They just come at you one after the other, and the descent off the backside of one of them, it never felt like it had that flow. Like you could start to get up and stay on top of the gear and just start rolling over them one over the other. They were just long enough that you didn't get that momentum surge, and just steep enough that it truncated all of your momentum. Intentionally took it nice and easy, but then again, it's pretty hard to do too easy when you're 50 miles and nearly 4,000 feet of climbing. So that was my first thought. I didn't remember Turkey Point being that hard, but the amount of car traffic on the roads going to Turkey Point were staggering to me. I did not expect that on a Thursday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And what complicates the situation a bit more is that many of the roads out there do not have any kind of shoulder. I mean, it's just a lane with a white line, right? Like it's yellow line in the middle, car drives there, white line where the edge of the road is, and the edge of the road is pretty perilous. And then also contributing to some of my angst on that ride was the fact that the road conditions weren't great, right? I mean, it's an older road. It has its potholes and cracks and, like I said, lack of shoulder and severe drop off. So even when you were on one of those descents, like, I'm hop, skipping, and jumping over bad road conditions not all of them, but enough that your head's on a swivel. And again, contributing to that was also the car traffic, right? Most of them were pretty cool. Many of them hung behind me, especially on the climbs, because I'm not trying to intentionally weave in front of them, but I can't ride into a big giant pothole. Turkey Point is exactly what I remember. Tried to get a picture of the Chesapeake Bay, but there's too many leaves, which also is probably something that probably did that ride in the fall or the winter. And ride out, you know what to expect on the ride back in. Cruising through Elkton, got to see some interesting people sights in Elkton. Very happy upside of this route was the bike path that they have installed from Chesapeake City along the Chesapeake and Delaware Canal. That was something that when we lived in the area, we were hoping that they would have started and accomplished, because we would have had direct access when we were on the Delaware side. Nice to see how much it was being used. So Chesapeake, Maryland to Turkey Point, my route rating it's a 3. I really think that there are parts of it that are 1-star and 2-star, but there are certainly some parts that are 4-star and 5-star. So it's kind of in the middle, but I certainly don't recommend this route for an unseasoned, well-trained cyclist. So I had a great time. The weather was perfect, even with the headwind, but this ride was just 3 stars.